Hey, Shalom. I'm going to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim, Kakadash. Double honors to my apostles, the elders of great millstones. Salutations to the 144,000 and 130 elect of the nation of Israel. I'm the brother Kabash from the Jim Atlanta camp, and I'm here with the whole 45 less through the spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim, Kakadash. And in this lesson, I'm going to get into this video. I'm going to get a couple of scriptures to filter through it, but they go to show you, man, we definitely need these last time, because everything that they saying on here, it's touching the surface on what's going on out here, but this is literally what our apostles and elders been saying for the longest. It's going to be a time worse than the beginning, because in the beginning, when the Lord flooded the earth, these type of activities were going on, but in these times, it's way worse. It's way worse. Let me get this first. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And that's happening right now. The love of many are waxing cold, especially amongst Jake. The Lord said in 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 17, he's going to start at the house of Israel first. Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 5. I'm going to get that right after this, because a lot of news articles is coming up to where the book of Matthew 10 and 34 is coming into play about the Lord is making a separation amongst the people in the household. Mother against daughter, daughter against mother, father against son, son against father, etc., etc. Those type of things is popping up more on these news article feeds, locally and internationally. And this is amongst common people. And like I said, the Lord is starting at the house of Israel first. So a lot of Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, they're having trouble in their household. And a lot of them don't even know why. A lot of neighbors come on the scene on the news, and they start saying that, hey, this family was good. They was always smiling. We barbecued together, but we never knew that it would take a turn like this. Like whether the father killed the whole family, or the mother, or vice versa, the children killed off the whole family. You got a lot of those incidents going on, and it's by reason of the Heavenly Father. The Son said he was not going to come back with peace, but with a sword, like it says in Matthew chapter 10, verse 34. But then 35, it goes to how the Lord is going to make a difference between the household, even amongst friends. Friends is going to fight each other, backbite each other. That's why it's important that you just turn to the Lord, because in the brotherhood, there's no type of schism in the brotherhood. The brotherhood is solely consent with one mind in the spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai. Right here, Matthew chapter 24, verse 21. For then should be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. Verse 22, and except those days should be shortened. And we saying the days is going by quick. Days are going by quick, man. And with all this wickedness going on the earth, from food being poisoned, we haven't, as a nation of people, Israel, everybody's against us, from our primary enemy to the rest of our enemies behind Esau, our number one enemy. We get attacked on all sides, and then two, we got the invisible principalities besides the visible principalities, which is the governments of the world, especially Esau's government against us. So we definitely need Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai to come back and save us, man. We definitely in a time that has never been before. That's why I urge you to seek the Lord while he may be found. So I'm gonna get this in Ecclesiastes 32, verse 11, rise up betimes and be not the last, but get thee home without delay. Yeah, so it was a thing in the past that you could go out and enjoy the view of the city, the skylines and whatnot, go to the park here and there, even close to the evening. But now it's like, nah, man, you get off work, you go straight to the house. You need groceries, you go there and then you come back. You know what I'm saying? Straight to the house, no hanging out. Jake and the world got it worse because they can be chilling with their friend and then all of a sudden their friend rob them or murder them, take their girl. Even on a higher level, Jake could be in a marriage together, but then one spouse plot murder on them, set it up so they can get the life insurance. Or the children may be so irate with their parents just because they held to the American standard as a parent, or just evil wickedness. Some song that they heard and Satan just on them and they just want to take their parents out and they do so. It's a lot of incidents going on with that. So yeah, we definitely need in these times to where we're gonna have to seek the Lord while he may be found. It says, take thy pastime and do what thy will, but sin not by proud speech. Yeah, we don't say what we're gonna do and stuff like that. Yeah, we make moves, but we know that our moves are not promised. We say, Lord willing. Whenever we speak about what we got set up, because this life is literally a reality like that. But the Lord said in the prayer, give us our daily bread. So we don't worry about tomorrow because tomorrow has its own troubles. So right here in verse 13 it says, and for these things bless him that made thee and have replenished thee with his good things, because the Lord gives us benefits every day. Psalms 69 verse 19 goes to that. And also 2 Ezra chapter 9. See, we're mindful of the Lord's benefits that he gives us. Verse 14, whoso feared the Lord will receive his discipline, and they that seek him early shall find favor. And we are finding favor. That's why we have this truth, ultimately. So I'm going to continue a little bit, then I'm going to wrap it up on this video.
As crazy as the society is, just stay in the house, bro. Start cooking at home. Go to work. Get some gas. And stay at home.
Hey, listen, shit crazy out here right now, man. Living that boring life, man, ain't gonna just save your life. It's gonna save you money, too. I'd rather a home-cooked meal than to eat out. I'd rather sit on the couch than to go out. Ain't nothing outside in that night out, man, but the enemy. Just wake up the next day and turn on your goddamn news. It gonna show you all the dumb shit you missed. Carry on.
I don't go outside unnecessarily. I ain't just outside just let me find something to do. Why? In this society, in this climate, they ain't gonna fool me. I'm in the house. All right? So, hey, we got to use some wisdom out here. The problem is, y'all getting done up because you're outside too much.
Stop that shit. Y'all YNs be on every scene, and that's exactly how it turned into a crime scene full of yellow tape everywhere. Cause Pookie know he got pressure in the street with Taterhead. And Taterhead got 100 ninjas around him at all times, and they on demon time. And it's on sight when they see goddamn Pookie, man. But the night that Pookie got killed, he thought it was safe to step out. He got bored with in the house, man. He wanted to go to the club. And that's the last time we saw Pookie alive. You can't be on every scene running to the same people in different locations. Y'all got to know when it's time to stay out the way for a while. Because people don't supposed to know where you at, where you be, and when the next time they going to see you. That's not being scared. That's being smart. The scariest man is the most dangerous man because he going to do anything to survive and stay alive in dangerous situations. Carry on.
Learn to stay inside sometimes. It ain't nothing outside. What's out there? learn to sit down. That's when you learn to sit down, you're gonna save yourself from a world of trouble. That's a problem with some of y'all. Y'all don't know how to sit.
Yeah, because we got the curses on us from the Lord, which that's mainly the reason why Jake is in this, or we as a whole, as a nation, is in this situation. We always persecuted by the government, the cops, our neighbors, even ourselves. Besides the other nations, they against us, they proud against us. We're people not desired. And these two Jakes ain't even in the truth. Zephaniah chapter 2 is pertaining to us. It's not pertaining to no other nationality, man. All these nationalities, from Esau, the so-called white man, to all the way to the Japanese niggas, man, they had a foot on our necks since the time we've been in slavery, man, from the Renaissance time. Because that's when Esau started gaining a foothold in military power, and he started building up, started colonizing areas all over the world, and started claiming that as his foundation to build up his societies, his economies, all the way up until World War I, World War II. They started to build up, man. They became a superpower. So our people is clearly those people not desired, because all other nationalities are considered as a step ahead above the nation of Israel. And it's all because we sinned against the Heavenly Father, Luke chapter 4. But the Lord is changing that around. He's changing that around through his men that have this truth. This is a sure sign that the Lord is coming back, and also righteousness is about to reign supreme in the earth. And all of these talks about us being mowed down in the street, being put in the graves, being put in the prison, or Jake committing this adulterous life, doing what they want to do, and it's all about the bad. That's about to be a thing of the past. The Lord's about to bring back peace, righteousness, paradise on the planet Earth, how it's supposed to be in the right way, and not the way that it is now, because the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, like it says in Job chapter 9, verse 24. So it's so much to this, besides what we see and hear on the surface, but the Lord is exposing everything. And this is really a warning to a lot of you Jakes out here too. Videos like this ain't even coming from the sanctuary of the Lord. This coming from regular Israelites that don't even know they Israelites. So how much more us when we speak about these things?
Y'all don't know how to sit down and stay in the house. Us people that's in the house, that know how to go get somewhere and sit down, we're going to be watching y'all. We're going to be watching y'all on TV. Yeah.
And that happens all the time, yo. There's all type of news articles of Jake getting bodied, or body somebody, got the prison photo. This is a thing of the past. And then look what else is going on in the world. It's crazy, yo. GBI found dead body, lady putting a dead dog in the freezer. And that's an Evite, man. Manhunt underway for armed and dangerous Metro Atlanta suspect. Body found in the cab, believed to be missing 68-year-old. Stocks, BS woman brings car to mechanic. Complained about a minor. Georgia health warning this month. Madness. So there's a lot of madness going on. They usually pop up on my feed like popcorn, man. a lot of local news and international news going into people committing horrors, crimes, or anything like World War III going on. But this is true, man. The climate out here is not safe. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna get this in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3. It's a time and place for everything. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Yeah, and we're under the heaven. I'm going to go to verse 3. A time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. So it's killing. It's a lot of killing going on around here. A lot of murdering. But it's also, we're in a time of healing what the Lord is healing the nation of Israel. It's time to break down. The Lord's breaking down Esau society. He's building back up Israel spiritually, though. But then it's going to be manifested into the physical. Verse 4 says, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. So we're in a time of weeping and not dancing and laughing. See, the world is dancing and laughing because they not in the world of Israel that the Lord is going to save. That their world without end, Isaiah chapter 45, verse 18, it's talking about the elect. But 2/3 of Israel, they dancing and they laughing, they enjoying these times. And the Lord said it too. He said to the disciples, you should mourn and be in sorrow, but the world shall rejoice. But soon when the world is going to be in sorrow and we're going to rejoice, and we're closely approaching that time. These influencers didn't have to do this video, but they did. Why? Because the Lord made them do that. And it's not in vain that they're doing it. Neither. It's really it's really a work of the Lord. You can do nothing against the truth before the truth. Sirach, or Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 13. Keep thee far from the man that have power to kill, so should thou not doubt the fear of death. And if thou come unto him, make no fault, lest he take away thy life presently. Remember that thou goest in the midst of snares, and that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city. Sirach chapter 2 goes to that. Prepare thy soul for temptation when you come to serve the Lord. And this ain't going to be long out anyway. Matthew chapter 24 goes to that. Goes into how the days are going to be shortened. Matthew chapter 24, verse 21. For then shall be a great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. Yeah, worse times. And the Lord flooded the earth in the beginning. So how much more now that the Lord have the earth reserved for fire to come down from the sky? Just like he said in 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 22. Except those days shall be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days should be shortened. Yeah, and that's literally what we in now. 2026 came in real quick. We already in February now. And even last year, time went by quick. And the year before that, so the Lord is speeding up the times for the elect's sake. Because we ain't going to always be out here on the highways and byways posting these videos. No, the Lord's going to make an end to all these things. And we're closely approaching the end to where we're going to receive our rest. Because the Lord said he's going to bless those that believe in him. The book of Psalms 128. Got Matthews 19, verse 27. The Lord told Peter he would be on the thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel. This is the book of Romans chapter 9. Romans chapter 13, verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. It's nearer than when we believe. The brother Kashikwala from our camp, Captain Kashikwala, he did a video earlier this week going into situation with ISIS or whatnot, and how they cracking down, and how you can basically get abducted anytime, anywhere. How you tell them, you Israelites out there, to keep a document, just stay safe. Because anytime the adversary can come, and if you ain't on point, they can just snatch you up and you'll be lost forever. That's the situation with a lot of our people that's of the nation of Israel. So right here it says, verse 12, the night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. Let us walk earnestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying. Because that's what a lot of these jakes are doing out here in the world. And you see a lot of older people's on this comment board, talking about their experience. This one person says, when I was living in Asia and in other countries, never had to worry about safety. Yeah, because Babylon the Great is the top wicked nation in the world. These other countries are following after America, but those other countries too, they got a evil side to them too, but not as far as America. Because America, they stand on civil law, democracy, and they're all about freedom and all that, but really that's far from the truth. They just as ratchet as they try to make these third world countries out to be like. Right? It says you can't put a price on peaceful mind. There's one lady right here says, I love my peaceful, boring life. I'm an introvert, no friends. Now we have friends, the brotherhood. Man, the scripture says a man is a life. He say you don't have no friends. It says I work from home, pay my bills online, go out for groceries. Well, nowadays, it's way different because, a lot of these, jakes are backstabbing, man. The Lord says he's going to make a variance amongst the family. How much more regular people that are calling themselves friends? It says she go out grocery run and run errands for doctor's appointments and whatnot. So a lot of these people saying staying home is the best remedy to cure trouble that you may possibly be ending up in if you stay outside and think it's a flex to be outside amongst the crowd, especially young Jays. It's not. Yeah, so, this Jake right here, this Evite right here, she said she ran the streets from 2000 to 2019. She was she had a career, that was popular at that time, but it wasn't right. And then she said she cleaned up her act around 2019. She said, I came across dangerous folks in those streets running years and nearly lost my life. At this point, I stay in the house to myself, only go out for absolute necessities, volunteer jobs, doctor visits. With that going on in the streets, growing life at home is better than being 6 feet under. And they all end up with the same saying, like, being in the streets cause you to be in the grave, dead. That's clearly what these scriptures been saying. We at the time that a lot of these things that are popular in the world now is being faded away. It's not because that people getting older. It's because it's literally true. Man, you had older heads back in the '90s that was hip. They didn't see no problem. They it was some problems back then, but it wasn't like now. The grandmas and stuff like that, they still rocked out and they had barbecues and they played spade or whatnot. They was among their grandchildren. Nowadays it's every man for themselves. I was about to get this precept in the book of this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. And that's what we all think when we in this truth. That's why we're in the house of mourning. As a matter of fact, the house. Because the house of mourning will keep you away from death. It keep you in that straight gate. Let's see, one time. This is the book of Ecclesiastes. Because leaning on our own understanding gets us in the grave. It gets us into deeper trouble. But if we think upon the Lord, we'll be weighed down with sorrow of heart, because we know that this reality is not made for us. This is not our rest. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 2. It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, because a lot of Jake be dying at these parties, whether they get set up by their own friend or family or stranger, or they just got poisoned by somebody and then they get taken advantage of, whether they stay alive or whether they end up dead, or vice versa. Men or women, it doesn't matter. These things happen. It says, for that is the end of all men, like Job children. They was feasting at the older brother house, and then the Lord calls a wind, which had to be a tornado or something, to end their life while they was feasting. Job did mention that he prayed and made sacrifices for his family, for in particular his children, just in case they cursed the Lord in their heart, because they weren't always on point like he was. The same thing as in these times now, the elect is trimming their lamps like the 5 wise virgins in Matthew chapter 25. But you got 2/3, and even Jake, they claim that they know the truth, but teaching it wrong. They're not trimming their lamps, so the Lord is going to cast them into out into utter darkness. For that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better. Yeah. And then too, we know that we about to get the kingdom of heaven, and we just hastening the day for the Lord to bring that about. But meanwhile, we can't help but have the fire of the Lord within our heart because of what the Lord put on us, and that's the Holy Spirit that's sealing us until the day of redemption, like it says in Ephesians chapter 4, verse 30. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Today I'm going to say Shalom. Brothers, stay prayed up. And a wise man will foresee his going. So, Jay, keep that light, which is the truth. Until then, I'm going to say Shalom.